A masked person approaching Nancy Guthrie's door in the middle of the night wearing a backpack, armed with a gun. The terrifying images reveal a lot when you look closely. We'll go through them and look at 13 details that could lead investigators to a possible abductor. I'm Angenette Levy, and this is Crime Fix. There's a reason that Morgan & Morgan is America's largest personal injury law firm. It's because the firm fights for its clients and wins a lot in court. The firm has more than 1,000 lawyers that have recovered $25 billion for more than 500,000 clients. In the last few months, a client in Florida got $12 million when the insurance company offered just $350,000. In Pennsylvania, another client won $26 million. That was 40 times the insurer's offer. Morgan & Morgan makes it really easy to fight for what you deserve. You can even start a claim from your phone. So if you are ever injured, you can start a claim at forthepeople.com/crimefix. Click the link below or scan that QR code that you see right there on your screen. It's been 11 days since Nancy Guthrie's pacemaker detached from her phone at 2:28 in the morning, and presumably she was pulled from her $1 million home as she slept. This came after a masked person was seen approaching her door wearing a backpack. This person appeared to be armed with a gun. Nancy is a mother and a grandmother. She has a family who misses and loves her, and she needs your help. They need your help desperately. This is a race against time like no other. Nancy Guthrie does not have cognitive issues or dementia, but she has heart issues and takes medication daily. She needs it. As I'm sure you know by now, Nancy is the mother of Today Show co-anchor Savannah Guthrie. Savannah issued her latest plea for information about her mom's whereabouts on Monday of this week as a ransom deadline approached. It was the third video posted to Savannah's Instagram and Facebook accounts.
Hi there, everybody. I wanted to come on and just share a few thoughts as we enter into another week of this nightmare. I just want to say, first of all, thank you so much for all of the prayers and the love that we have felt, my sister and brother and I, and that our mom has felt. Because we believe that somehow, some way, she is feeling these prayers, and that God is lifting her even in this moment and in this darkest place. We believe our mom is still out there. We need your help. Law enforcement is working tirelessly around the clock, trying to bring her home, trying to find her. She was taken and we don't know where. And we need your help. So I'm coming on just to ask you, not just for your prayers, but no matter where you are, even if you're far from Tucson, if you see anything, if you hear anything, if there's anything at all that seems strange to you, that you report to law enforcement. We are at an hour of desperation, and we need your help.
That was Monday, hours before a ransom deadline was nearing. That deadline passed. The alleged kidnappers reportedly wanted $6 million in Bitcoin for the return of Nancy. TMZ received a message with a link to the Bitcoin wallet, and as of Monday night, there was no activity in that wallet. 2 local TV stations also received ransom messages, but did not disclose details of what was written. So it appears the ransom wasn't paid, of course. Savannah Guthrie and her siblings wanted proof of life and were willing to pay. That's what they said in a Saturday evening Instagram post. Now, we don't know the exact contents of the ransom messages and whether they were actually from the people who took Nancy Guthrie. On Tuesday, February 10th, the Pima County Sheriff's Office and the FBI released these terrifying images of a person approaching Nancy Guthrie's home. Take a close look as the person walks onto the porch. Their head is down despite the fact that they are wearing a mask. It's as if they know there may be a camera that could capture their face. The backpack has reflectors on it. The person is wearing gloves and a jacket, along with what appears to be blue jeans. In another video clip, the person approaches the door and touches a firearm holstered at the center of their waist and sees the doorbell camera. The person's gloved left hand moves toward the camera, covering part of it, the hand balled into a fist. The person turns around, hunched over, and walks toward the landscaping, pulling part of a plant from the ground. With the plant in their hand, the person returns to the Nest camera, covering it with the leafy, flowery plant pieces. We know the camera was removed, so is the person trying to remove it while hastily trying to obscure what they are doing? Still photos from the video show the person has a mustache. You can see it if you look closely at the hole in the mask that is for the mouth. It appears to be a dark mustache and also part of a goatee. The eyebrows appear to also be dark, as you would expect them to be, and the eyes are almond-shaped. In another still image from the video, you can see the eyebrows just under the ski mask, at least part of them, and the eyes. The masked person also has a flashlight in their mouth as they hold those pieces of the plant from the landscaping. The eyelashes are not distinctive. As I mentioned, FBI Director Kash Patel and the Pima County Sheriff's Office released these images. Hours later, SWAT teams rolled out and detained a man for questioning. They searched his home. Patel appeared on Fox News' Hannity, and he explained how despite Nancy Guthrie not having a Nest subscription, they were still able to get these valuable images.
We were able to execute lawful searches and go to these private sector companies and expedite results and then go into their systems and actually excavate material that people would think would normally be deleted and no one would look for. And basically, without getting into too many of the details, that's how the FBI worked with our private sector partners to pull out material that people thought didn't even exist.
And Patel discussed the investigation and answered a question from Hannity about whether there are suspects or persons of interest in this investigation.
I will say we have made substantial progress in these last 36, 48 hours thanks to the technical capabilities of the FBI and our partnerships. And I do believe we are looking at people who, as we say, are persons of interest. But as you know, with any investigation, you are a person of interest until you're either eliminated or you're actually found to be the culprit or the culprits involved. And that's the stage we're at right now.
As that interview was underway, agents detained Carlos Palazuelos in Rio Rico, Arizona. That's 60 miles south of Tucson. He was questioned and later released, and a court-ordered search of his home was conducted. He told reporters he didn't know who Nancy Guthrie was, and he hoped she'd be returned safely. He works in Tucson as a package delivery driver.
I hope they get the suspect, because I'm not it. They better do their job and find the suspect that did it so they can clear my name, and I'm done. Look at what I'm putting my family through.
You're on national news now.
Not just them. Even my parents in Tucson. Right. Yeah.
So who is this masked person in the video? And does this person have Nancy Guthrie? Is it actually a man, or could it possibly be a woman in disguise? The FBI is offering a $50,000 reward in this case. So I'd like to bring in Mike Alcazar. He's a retired NYPD detective. He was also a hostage negotiator. So Mike, I'm interested in your thoughts on this video and the images that were taken from the video that were released by both the Pima County Sheriff's Office and the FBI on Tuesday. It sounds like Kash Patel says they got this and they turned it around as quickly as they could to get it out to the public.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe it took several days to get it. I almost feel like maybe the FBI should have been the lead in right from the get-go, because when we have a case like this, that's like investigative 101. You know, we interview the witnesses, canvass for surveillance videos, you know, and they got it. Now they got the video. It's great. And I'm sure they're getting an onslaught of like tips right now, because somebody's going to recognize that perp on the video by, you know, by his clothing, by his gait, by the gun, the holster, the way he carries it. You know, I think it's just a matter of time. I mean, they already had a stop last night, right? A person of interest. So it's just. So, Mike, this first video that we're looking at here, I look at it and I see somebody obviously cognizant of the fact that there may be a camera there. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. It's possible that he's been there before. He knows that there's video surveillance in the house. He's ducking his head. So he's wearing a mask. So he's very aware that there's some kind of surveillance camera. The only thing that threw me off a little bit was that he kind of looked like he was taken by surprise that there was like a ring door camera, and then he wasn't quite prepared, how to disable the camera. He went to the bushes, ripped out some bushes, and he's trying to do like a makeshift cover. So prepared somewhat, not completely.
Talk to me about how important a detail such as the reflectors on the backpack could be, because somebody may know somebody with that specific particular backpack.
100%. Someone's going to identify his gear, his clothing, his backpack, his it looks like a track jacket of some sort, some kind of a coat, his holster, his gun. Some people pointed out his sneakers, that it's someone said there's like a split in the toe. These are very unique clothing that he's wearing that someone that knows him or knows him from somewhere might be able to identify. And if he was in the area before, maybe in this house or other homes, he might have been wearing the same clothing. I'm sure the FBI is combing through all kinds of videos and surveillance, and him having this reflective jacket, right? That's going to be very easy to spot if he's recorded on other surveillance videos. So that's a big deal right there.
Let's talk now about the gun. I talked to someone this morning who believes that possibly is a Glock, a semi-automatic. Do you see the same thing, or do you see something different?
I mean, I got to be honest. Just from that holster, I can't tell if that's a Glock. I can't tell. I mean, the butt of the gun sticking out a little bit, but then again, the color is a little bit, perhaps reverse. I can't even tell if that's an automatic or revolver. To be honest, it's hard for me to figure out just by looking at that.
Do you believe those are nitrile gloves, or do you think that's another type of glove?
Yeah, I think those are my girlfriend's a nurse, and I think those are surgical gloves. Initially, when I saw it, because up close, it looked kind of leather. But now that I'm looking at it and the way it wrinkles, it looks like there might be creases where it was folded. It looks like surgical gloves to me. And again, you see it. It doesn't look like leather. You see the folds on it. Yeah, to me that looks like something that you'd get in a hospital.
We see the back of the backpack there as well. It's entirely possible that this backpack was purchased for this endeavor only. I mean, all of the items this person is wearing could have been purchased for this event. We don't know that, but it's possible. Do you think that the FBI can enhance this video to a degree and possibly find out the brand of this backpack, and then they'll start looking at the area stores to see within a certain radius who may have purchased such a backpack in the last couple of months?
Yeah, I'm sure they're doing that with every item this perpetrator is wearing. The jacket, the bag, even the mask, the sneakers. I was doing it myself with I was just taking a still of the jacket, and I was looking it up on Google Lens, and it produced all kinds of images. I'm sure the FBI has more robust technology, and you're right, they can absolutely track that down in the area, who sells that style of jacket, that backpack, and they could probably track down a purchase. And then, of course, if they do find out a location like that, they're going to look at the surveillance videos in the stores to see if they can match anybody that fits his body shape and size and weight and height.
Mm-hmm. They've got this, ski mask on. Is there anything about the ski mask itself that sticks out to you? We've got a couple of different images of the ski mask, but does it just look like an old school ski mask to you? Is there anything distinctive about it?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a regular mask that you could buy on Amazon. I did notice that, the mask is pulled all the way down, hiding his chin, hiding his neck, which could probably indicate that he might have facial hair that he's trying to conceal. I mean, it looks like a regular ski mask to me. What do you think? It's ribbed.
Yeah,
it looks like anything you buy anywhere.
I'm not a ski mask connoisseur, but it just looks like a regular old ski mask to me. I just know there are a lot of people who like the balaclavas these days,
Sure. Yeah.
but that will show more of the eyes and the face. We also have this flashlight, and it would have to be small enough to fit inside the mouth. So we've got that as well. Talk to me a little bit about your thoughts on the flashlight. Obviously, this person has that in his mouth to see what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, they have all kinds of flashlights. Now, I myself have a little square flashlight that looks like a lighter. And I was watching the news, and somebody said that it looked rectangular. So it could be one of those, and he might be doing that purposefully, right, to block the video camera. So, again, someone that had prior knowledge, aware of his surroundings, aware of the house, and he brought these things for that reason. Or he could be a professional burglar. He's done this before, and that's another thing they're going to look into, right? Anybody that's been collared or recently released in the area, who are these prowlers, burglars that have been collared around Pima County? They're absolutely looking at that database, looking for like a similar MO, anything that matches exactly what's happening here. Because if this guy did this somewhere else and it's recorded like in a police complaint report, a good report will document all that. We recovered this, a flashlight, the gloves. It should be pretty robust information contained in a database for police departments.
We also know from looking at this that this person appears to be left-handed. So does that tell us anything?
Again, if he was arrested before, that might be noted in the police report. It seems like his left hand is his dominant hand. So very telling. So if we're looking for other surveillance, like the FBI are looking right now, they might be looking for people that are carrying things in their left hand. If they find a video of him purchasing at the store, is he carrying his phone in his left hand? Little things like that are nuanced might help identify this perpetrator. I think it's rich with information. And we know that we have eyes throughout the world right now trying to help identify this guy. And this video is everywhere. So it's good information.
Yeah, definitely good information. We see the reflectors again in this video. Obviously, there's a zipper jacket that this person is wearing, and then what appears to be some type of strip or stripe across it.
Yeah.
But that looks like it's almost part of the jacket if you look closely at that.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Definitely signature of whatever style. No one has identified that jacket yet. I'm actually surprised. I haven't been looking, but somebody has to know what that jacket is already.
Mike, another detail that stands out to me and others viewing this, I'm sure to you as well. If you look at the hole where the mouth is, we see facial hair. And the facial hair shows the prominent, mustache here. Also, we see the goatee type thing, part of a goatee, I would think it is. And then you see the eyebrows. So somebody who knows this person may suspect this person may remember, if this person hasn't shaved, oh my gosh, I know that facial hair. I know that mustache, even though I'm just seeing a small portion of it.
Yeah, again, it's significant. If somebody is friends with this guy or is a family member or works with him, right? They're going to recognize him. I could put on a mask and all my friends will know exactly what I look like if they see me in a mask. Same thing here. So I know the FBI is heavily relying on the public to make an identification. And I'm sure calls are coming in right now. So, yeah, that's a big clue.
Is it possible for the FBI to do something like a retina scan, iris scan, that type of thing to try to identify this person? Is that possible, or is that just too high tech?
I think nothing's not, I wouldn't rule anything out. They have really good facial recognition technology that can pinpoint on the eyes, and then they can match it to anybody in their database that has the same shaped eye. They can even do it if they recover surveillance videos and develop stills, right? And it's probably why They zone in on Carlos yesterday. I was looking at him as like, you know what? His eyes are very closely similar to what we can see in that image. So I'm sure they're employing that. That's how they targeted Carlos.
And what about the height of this individual? The height of the individual, do you think that they can get a ballpark based on where that person is standing as they walk back to grab that plant and then as they're walking in as well?
Yeah, that's quite easily done. They just go back to the scene, put a couple of guys that they think look similar in height, walk the same way, and they got his height. You know, they can even put measurements. They can even do it digitally. So that's done. They have that.
After last night's what appears to be a false alarm, if you will, do you think the tips are continuing to come in? These images are still being plastered all over the news.
For sure. They're going to be getting thousands and thousands of tips, and that's going to be the struggle, right? They're going to have to vet all that information. They got to comb through all that. Thank God to have, the FBI there with a task force of investigators that can, vet all that information.
Mm-hmm. Well, we will keep a close eye on it. I think that gait of that person walking is telling. Combine the gait with the facial hair, the eyes. The eyes, to me, are kind of distinctive. I think it's all very telling. Mike Alcazar, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Now, I should mention, while all of this was going on Tuesday, a canvass of the neighborhood where Annie Guthrie and her longtime partner, Tommaso Cioni, live was also going on. Annie is Nancy's oldest daughter. Nancy had dinner at their home on the evening of Saturday, January 31st. Annie and Tommaso's home had been photographed by law enforcement last weekend. Sources told NBC News, though, that was a consent search. Anyone with information about the case or Nancy's whereabouts or the identity of the person in the videos should call 1-800-CALL-FBI. There's a $50,000 reward. TMZ received a new note on Wednesday asking for 1 Bitcoin in exchange for the identity of Nancy's abductor. That totals about $67,000. TMZ says it turned over that message to the FBI. That's it for this episode of Crime Fix. I'm Angenette Levy. Thank you so much for being with me. I'll see you back here next time.